So we are now on to the letter that we received from the Attorney General's office requiring a vote for the.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about here is that will we move forward with this or will we not? So we have the letter from the Attorney General who has told us that we can proceed. Is there anyone who would like to speak on this subject? This is a public hearing. We'll recognize the current town treasurer.
Kathy Wagner. I just want to clarify to everybody, because I've seen in the press, if you can call it that, that they're saying that the checks and balances are good and everything. The treasurer position is not going away. The only difference that we're asking for is that the person be appointed versus being elected. The town treasurer is still going to be there. And I just want to make that perfectly clear to everyone that they're not being led down a path that there isn't going to be checks and balances, there isn't going to be somebody there watching, or that, you know. So I just want that to be aware, and all of you know what the chore of getting elected for is and what you got to go through. And it is a position. Fortunately, the state had enough sense to realize and change the RSA that it could become an appointed position. So I'm recommending you move this to the ballot.
Yes, sir.
She's the same height as me. Tony DeFrancesco, 1 Cheshire Court. Like Chief Bernard, I don't color my hair either. I will say, for this position that the treasurer just talked about, I think if nothing else, y'all hire people that are very, very qualified and are department heads. And I think if nothing else, you need to listen to them. I think if nothing else, they are your expert in residence to help guide you in the decisions that you have to make. And I think for that reason, I think this should be done, and I'm in favor of it. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Dan Bouchard, 8 O'Connell Drive. 2 things. Even though you make that background check on the person, doesn't mean they won't do something wrong. They could still do it. Okay? The same thing. My other thing is, you know, I hear sometimes members of the council make comments that, you know, listen to the people. Last year, the people spoke, is what I'm saying. All right? They said, leave it alone. I told you earlier, I think what you should do is take a break from it. You'll probably go for it, all right? But I think what's going to happen is you're going to upset some people when they go to the vote, and they're going to say, wait a minute, my taxes went up. I said no on this last year, and they brought it again. And you're going to end up with probably people like when they go vote on the school board, and they go, no for free lunch? Really? Those people just go straight no. And I think you're going to start getting people to come in here and go, no. That's my opinion, because when you get those high tax bills this time around, people are upset. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further?
Maria Barut, 6 Bridle Path. I would also say listen to the people. The whole community voted no. This should not be appointed position. It deals with the money in this town that will kind of decide about also where our taxes are being spent. And
Excuse me, they don't decide where the taxes are being spent.
but they're still dealing with our money. They're dealing with the money that
The town treasurer does not decide where the taxes are being spent, just so we're clear. They don't.
they're overseeing where the money's going.
No,
and
they don't.
it's us town people.
That is not what the statute
Okay,
says.
are we
So
going to
please,
argue, or
please,
can I have a speak?
no, we're not going to give misinformation. We're giving clarification. Just because it's said isn't what it is. So we're going to clarify.
Okay, thank you for clarification. However, the people of this town voted to have this position be elected, and I think it should remain this way. I don't like what's happening in this town lately. There is a lot of things that are money's being wasted, like frivolous lawsuits that town's gonna have to pay 15 grand on it. So right now, I think this position should be elected, should be decided by the people. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, go.
No, go ahead.
I really do want to just clarify, because I think a lot of people don't understand what the treasurer position is, so there's a little bit of an education tonight. I have absolutely no authority to spend the money without their direction. Just so everybody understands that. I cannot build a budget. I cannot, just go spend money. I have to have approval from the council. So I just want that to be on the record, that I don't set the budget. I just do what the council tells me to. Thank you.
Go ahead, Jim.
Justin, what's our overall budget or monies that we handle on a yearly basis right now?
It's about $120 million.
120 million. So the treasurer not only handles the responsibility of the town side, but they also handle the responsibility of the school side?
We, on a monthly basis, will send the school their.
I know that this is a very difficult or tough subject. How many people did we have vote last year?
On this, it was 900 and something to
Okay,
800 and something.
How many eligible voters do we have in town?
About 17 to 18,000, depending on where the supervisors of the checklist are at.
So I think people have to understand from my position, not only do I have to pay attention to the people that voted, which was a very small percentage of the overall votes, I have to look for everyone's best interest. We're dealing with a substantial amount of money here. And we just can't have anyone take a position like this that has absolutely no experience whatsoever on accounting. I can't do that. For me personally, that would be a disservice to all the taxpayers, not a couple of them, not the ones that voted. But I've listened to the ones that voted, and I've also listened to the ones that didn't vote.
Yep.
And for me to sit here and just say, yeah, give it to the people to vote, and we get someone that has absolutely no experience, and they're watching, and they're working with the finance person with monies of over
20 million.
120 million. I want to make sure that we have someone there that has some type of expertise or some type of training in that area. And when we send it out to the voters, you could get a group of people that just want to get someone in there that has no experience at all. Guess what? I can't do that, and I won't do it. I will not do it, because I have to look at all the voters, not just a small group, but all the citizens. And to handle that kind of money and that amount and not have any experience, I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's bad business. And sometimes you have to look at this as a business, not just a municipality or a state or a local government. You don't see private companies having treasurers or having people that handle finances have no experience whatsoever. Sorry, can't do it. I have to think of all the people, regardless if they voted or not. I go around town, I listen to people, I hear what they have to say, good, bad, and indifferent. And I'm done.
Go ahead.
Mr. Campo, you had mentioned in the last meeting, or the meeting before on the 20th, regarding towns that had appointed treasurers. I have two questions. Can you please quickly review that list? And then are you able to speak on how they solicit and obtain people, qualified people to be in these roles? Sorry for putting you on the spot.
No worries, I just do not believe I currently have that list available.
I think you mentioned Derry, Hampstead,
Hudson,
Hudson.
yep. In terms of how they solicit it, I know that both Derry and Hudson, I believe, posted on the NHGFOA website as well as various others.
Okay.
And again, they list the qualifications, what they prefer, what they want. You can require a CPA, you can require an accounting degree, you can require what you need, or not require, you can request that those individuals are the ones that apply.
Okay.
So you have somebody with accounting experience, with a business experience, and not somebody that has absolutely nothing. Not, as I mentioned previously, and I mean no disrespect, not some 18-year-old that got his friends to vote him in.
Understood.
And, you know, we talk about theft of money and everything else, but you'll hear across everywhere there's an increase in fraud in different aspects. There's a lot of different ways to take money that it concerns me, where, again, that's why I brought it to the attention last year, and based on things that have occurred, I felt it was worth discussing again.
So, thank you. So, Mr. Chair, just rhetorical question. To clarify, the vote that is being asked to the council this evening is not a vote to where we stand. It's just merely to put this on the ballot or not, correct?
Yes.
Can I say a couple things?
Of course.
I've actually talked to quite a few people about this issue, and I feel like it's pretty evenly split amongst the community. Some people want to keep the integrity of the election system. They firmly believe that positions should be elected, and that's the way that people speak. Other people like Justin, and Kathy, say that it shouldn't be elected because we could get somebody in there that isn't qualified. Many towns in our state, it's split too. Many towns have it appointed, many towns have it elected. So my position is, I think that we should hear from the voters one more time to affirm what they have to say. Put it on the ballot. If it's rejected, then the issue, the people have spoken twice.
I agree.
So I feel like it should be on the ballot. I feel like we're evenly split as a community. Like, I've talked to probably more than 20 people on this, and it's pretty much half. So I think we should hear from all the community. If you support this greatly, come out and vote for it, If you don't, come out and vote no on it. And then we'll really know how the community feels. That's my, yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, please.
since I was on the council last November, December, did you guys take a position on this?
We supported it as a council.
Wonderful, thank you.
I believe what needs to happen is there needs to be, the treasurer didn't speak about it last year. And the treasurer is, and what concerns me about this is the finance director has brought it forward, and the 14-year treasurer has brought it forward. And they're the ones speaking to the community. I think we need to listen to them.
One of the other things I just want to mention here is we've mentioned that this is the taxpayers' money. It is. We don't want somebody that comes in with an agenda to do something certain ways that are in disagreement with the taxpayers. When you're at that position, you're not looking to get elected next. You're looking to do what is in the best interest of the taxpayers. That's one of the reasons that I'm able to do my job, is I don't get paid to give my opinion. I get paid to handle your finances with no opinion and provide you with the best budget that I possibly can. I think that you should have a treasurer that's able to do the same thing without having to worry about getting elected the next time around. And that's just my opinion on that.
But Justin, so what I'm hearing from other of the community that disagree with you, what they're saying to me is that the same thing you're saying is that someone's now concerned about getting reappointed, so they're going to do what's in their best interest to get reappointed. So it kind of goes both ways on that issue. So I'm just hearing that from other people too. That it
That's
could go
fair,
both
and
ways.
I don't have the numbers on who has not been reappointed that currently sits on a board and anything of that, but
I don't know, we pretty much reappoint anybody who reapplies, unless you've committed a felony.
So, no, I think we should let the voters decide. With the rest.
I just want to add something that Justin said. I've done it for 14 years. I mean, if it fails again, I will keep running, and I'm only running for the integrity of the town, because if I didn't have integrity and if I did have an agenda, I could wreak havoc. I could wreak absolute havoc until you took me to court to have me removed, because I am the sole survivor. I would be, if I hadn't set up things in place to protect the town. I could take away the stamp. I could take away everything and be the only one that can sign or release. I could hold up payroll. And that's kind of scary. So I worry that without this appointment, we are at the mercy of who is the most popular person at the time of the election.
All right, I'm bringing it back to the council. What do you want to do?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to adopt
Move this to the ballot?
or move this to the ballot.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're moving this to the ballot.
Mr. Chair, can I make one housekeeping comment? Budget Committee does not vote on that, on when this comes up for the ballot. We don't make a recommendation because it's not financial, correct?
I'm not sure that's exactly right. I'll need to review the statute, but I think that it's a little bit more complex than that. But I'll have that answer for the next time.
I just wanted to go forward without that if we're not supposed to vote on it.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Dunn has a bill out there, to eliminate all that voting and make things life easier for everybody. I don't really completely understand why you don't want everybody to know what we vote, but that's another story for another day.
Happy to discuss it.
Not here.
No.
I would like to understand it. All right,